Hello everyone, good evening. I am Purnima from Fertility Dost, and today we have Dr. Parimalan with us. She is from London Harley Street Women and Fertility Center, Ovary. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome Aura Forum.
Good evening. Thanks for the
Hi,
invite.
thank you. Today we are going to talk about ovaries. Actually, we know that ovaries are the showstopper when we are dealing with our fertility journey. So, ma'am, there are lot many things associated with this ovary, and I would say that lot many words which tends to bring some anxiety in us, like overstimulation of ovary, chocolate cyst, and recently we are encountering many words associated with ovaries like ovary drilling. So we would like you to clear certain doubts and, yes, of course, burst some myths about this functioning of ovaries. So let's start this session with a simple term. What exactly is overstimulation of ovaries?
When a patient comes to a fertility clinic, she undergoes treatment with fertility drugs. We use medicines orally as well as injections. The injections have a potential side effect of producing too many eggs. What we call too many follicles are developed during the stimulation. The patient might be excited that she gets many eggs, but it's not good for a patient. This is a rare complication, but a very serious complication. And it can happen in 0.1 to 1% of the patients having fertility treatment. Usually, every fertility clinic has certain guidelines and they follow the protocol according to the patient's nature, the age, the weight, and what is her body mass index, and what is her FSH value, what is her AMH value, and whether she has irregular periods, whether she has PCOS, etc. And when you give too much of medicines, the eggs produce too much of eggs, produce too much of hormones, and this causes imbalance in the body. There is fluid accumulation in your body, within your body cavity, and patient has discomfort. She complains of nausea, she complains of vomiting, and very seriously, sometimes she has to go to intensive care also. And there is a potential risk of developing blood clots in the lung as well as in the leg. And this complication has to be avoided by every fertility clinic, making sure they take enough precautions and also counsel the patient enough so that they understand this potential iatrogenic complication. Iatrogenic means it is a complication caused due to the overdosage of the medicines. And some patients might respond to little dose too much, but sometimes some might need too much medicine, they may not respond. So the doctor has to be very careful in giving these medicines. So this is called as ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. I have worked in United Kingdom, and we have strict protocols, and we have a guidance by what is called as HFEA, that is the health authority in UK. They keep a close eye on every fertility clinic, making sure this potential complication is being registered and recorded. And if there is any complication which is severe, they have to investigate it further. And if the clinic doesn't follow these principles, the clinic has to be shut down, unfortunately. And this OHS is what we call in medical terms ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, can be of three categories, can be mild, can be moderate, can be severe. I can talk about it for 1 hour. I don't want to bore you, but when you are taking treatment as a patient, you have to drink enough water. Lot of water. This is the key to the treatment. And take a lot of protein rich food. As a patient, you have to take lot of eggs, fishes, milk, pulses, dal, green leafy vegetables. And this is very, very important. Make sure you hydrate yourself. I always tell the patient, don't fill the cup, but fill the bottle and drink. And fill the bottle and drink. Take like a big bottle of 1 liter jar and take 2, 3 bottles. Just keep it near you and keep drinking so that you drink 2.5 to 3 liters per day. If you drink enough water, this complication can be definitely avoided. And they during the counseling for IVF as well as IUI, And even in India, I was very, very shocked. Some clinics are doing fertility treatment without following the protocols, and we should have strict guidelines in place to avoid this potential complication.
Right, right, right. So, ma'am, is this overstimulation is associated with PCOS women?
Definitely, PCOS is called as polycystic ovarian syndrome, and where people have lot of follicles, they have lot of eggs, but these eggs are immature. They don't go through the maturation process. They are arrested at an immature stage. When you give the fertility medicines, too many eggs start developing. Too many follicles are seen in the scan, and when you are not careful, they might go for this potential complication, which is called as ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Another complication is when the patient is lean. When you have a thin patient, they are at risk of developing ovarian hyperstimulation. When you have a young patient, less than 25, they are also at risk of developing this complication. When you have a previous history, when a patient enters a clinic, the doctor goes through the file. I take enough time to look at the old notes to understand about the patient completely, what happened in the last center and how she responded and what they gave. It is very, very important to study all that so that we can be careful in tuning the dose this time. I mean, you can't go blindly. You have to have some principles in process.
Right, right. So this ovarian stimulation, first we can see that yes, it is somewhat associated with PCOS ladies. And is this stimulation has some connection with the age also?
Yeah. When a patient is in early early 20, late 20s and early 30s, she's at risk of ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. And when you have an older patient where the number of eggs is less, usually this complication is not that much. But you have a younger
Okay.
one with PCOD and thin patients, and when you have a previous history, they are prone
Hmm.
for this ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome.
Many doubts regarding overstimulation, chocolate cyst, and yes, interestingly about drilling of ovaries, that we can avoid this thing. So, uh, thank you, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as we know that ovaries are the main important part on in our fertility system, in our reproductive system. So we would suggest you that please take special care of that. In case you are having any problems, any issues, do visit your doctor. Please consult. That is more important for your health and your fertility health.
And
So,
just want
any
to add one more thing. Yeah, I mean, sorry to interrupt. I want to add just one more. For a patient, when there is a lot of confusion in India, I've seen the difference between PCO and PCOS and PCOD. PCO
right,
is
right,
nothing but polycystic ovaries. I mean, it is just a scan appearance in the ultrasound when we do. When we have appearance of ovary with many follicles, there are some certain criteria. Then we call polycystic ovaries. Not all polycystic ovaries women have polycystic ovarian syndrome. This has to be made clear for every patient. They always get worried. When will this PCO go, ma'am? When will this go? I'm not telling this will not go. This will be there. As long as you're getting regular periods, you're having healthy weight, there is no problems, then you don't need to worry. But if having irregular periods, weight gain, or any acne, hair loss, then you would need to go and see the gynecologist. Not all PCO women have PCOD or PCOS. This has to be made very clear by the gynecologist. I often see a surprise, even the gynecologists are not making the clarification. In the scan report, they're telling PCOS seen. I go, what? PCOS, how can you see in the scan? You can only see
right.
polycystic ovaries. Okay. This has to be made clear. I mean, just for information, because I see this doubt always. They make these mistakes every year. Even the doctors, the layman, everybody makes this mistake. Yeah.
Right. So we have last query. Cyst formed after IUI. Periods delayed 15 days after cycle. Down with fever today. Is there something to worry about?
I mean, the cyst normally happens after IUI, when the shell of the egg, it can become like a corpus luteum. Before the placenta takes over, this CL cyst, what we call corpus luteal cyst, protects with the pregnancy. I mean, if she has fever, she needs to undergo the normal precaution in this time and age regarding COVID, etc., as well as see the general physician about it. And she needs to
Mhm.
be worried. I mean, of course, this year, I mean, I won't tell, don't worry about fever. I mean, we have to take enough precautions. But with regard to pregnancy and all that, this sister, I wouldn't worry. If she's positively pregnant, then it's fine. But fever has to be dealt separately.
Okay, okay. So, but ma'am, periods delayed 15 days. So,
She has to check for pregnancy, na?
pregnancy, right? So
She
first,
has to check
I
for
think,
during pregnancy. And if
right.
she's pregnant, then she can come and see the gynecologist. But if the pregnancy test is negative, she had IUI, then it's better she sees a gynecologist and find out what is the reason for the delay. I mean, if she has ovulated, at least she should get a period, or whether she's taking any medicines or anything. We need to do an assessment. I mean, we can't just tell it's normal or not. We need to see the patient, of course, and do the necessary tests.
Right. So it's always better to visit
The
your
doctor.
doctor. And yes, and if you are not pregnant, then please also visit your physician and check whether the things are going right in your system or not.
Exactly.
Yes. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining in today and giving us such a huge knowledge about these words and terminologies and clearing many doubts.
Thank you. And sorry about the interruptions which came in the middle. Sorry.
It's absolutely fine. Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Namaste.